All right, welcome back. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here at BearcatJournal.com. You know the drill. www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Go to the app. They will deliver right to your front door, pretty much anywhere inside the 275 loop, or go down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15% off your order. It is the perfect Sunday family lunch, Sunday family dinner. They are open Wednesday through Sunday. So make sure you go support the folks that support us. Hey, Aaron.
Oops, there we go. Hi.
Aaron. Oh, hi. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. It was a good day in the Natty. Unfortunately, the
weather was
Reds lose.
Great.
Yeah, it was a little warm, but it was mostly kind of cloudy. It wasn't overly humid. Wasn't gross. It was outside of. So I have a question here. Am I no longer allowed to go to a Reds game the rest of the year?
They were going to lose at some point. 12
in
a row.
But
look,
I went and they lost.
13 in a row has not happened since 1899. Contrary to the 1890 that people were talking about, 13, that was when the streak ended. Yes, 13 ended in 1890, but 1899 went to 14 games. So people were a little off on the way they were saying the streaks. But it was going to end at some point. That's a crate to string 12 together with this pitching staff. Don't get me started. I'm going into PTP mode. It's been a long time since I've been able to discuss Reds, but it was a wild ride. How was the experience today, though? Because
it was a great day. It was a really
went down to the wire.
Yeah. So initially, when we BCJ was kind of in the planning process of this, like a month ago, and the Reds were drawing like 7,000 people a game.
Right.
So at the time, it was like, well, we'll get together at the Grail, and then we'll go over to the game.
Pandemonium.
My initial thought was like we can just hang out at the Bowtie Bar. Which
Ellie had not been called up yet.
Yeah, well, nothing was. They were terrible.
I don't even know if I don't know if Matt McLean had been called up yet.
All of that out the window. Yeah. Like just absolute pandemonium. My aunt went yesterday. My aunt. It's not aunt. It's aunt. Sorry. My aunt went yesterday. She said they parked in a garage where they got stuck on the second floor. It took them 50 minutes to get out of a garage.
5-0.
50 minutes to get out of a garage. Not counting what it took to get to the expressway and then get home. 50 minutes just to exit the garage. The Banks was a madhouse. So there was no meetup like we had envisioned. I saw a couple BCJ members throughout the afternoon, but there was no, like, it didn't happen as we had kind of
my best friend included as one of the.
I bumped into your best friend. My grandpa has a brick right outside the entrance to the stadium. So every time we go to the Holy Grail or we are at a Reds game, my dad and I stop by my grandpa's brick, and we were at my grandpa's brick, and your best friend came up.
Shout out Ron.
Yeah, Ron was like, "Hey, you remember me?" And I was like, "You look familiar, but I'm not sure." And he's like, "Oh, hey, Ron." And then his wife met his wife and kid. Saw EK, longtime member.
Yeah, I've met EK.
Yeah. So it was a really good time. Ran into B Fox before the game. He caught the ceremonial first pitch from Scott Satterfield. He was a little stressed because he forgot his mitt, as he called it. But
of course,
somehow someone found a mitt for him.
So imagine finding a mitt from someone
at a baseball game.
Crazy.
But they had a lot of UC stuff. I saw my good friend Tim Murphy, who coaches the cheerleading team a couple times. They looked like they were having a great time there today. So all in all, I think they got a ton of promotion. It was promoted throughout the game, which is more important than like the grand scheme of what they were going to earn.
I know,
Although,
Eichel and some of the AV guys got to be on the field and got. I don't know. I imagine some of those guys weren't guys that had been with him last year, so he
yeah,
may have gotten to get their feathers wet in a different venue than Nippert. So
yeah,
just a lot of stuff going on for a lot of different
yeah.
pieces of the UC puzzle.
It was a good day. It was ultimately would have been great if they could have completed the comeback in the bottom of the ninth. We had walked down. We were standing essentially right to the right of home plate, watching the final 2 innings and feeling that buzz and that excitement. It's hard. You feel it. We were up in. I was an idiot. Again, I didn't think
Right.
there was any chance it was going to be a
Right.
sellout. And then we were at volleyball nationals in Orlando when everything was really like exploding.
Getting wild.
And by
Yeah.
the time I got home, there were like 4 seats in the lower level and then seats in the upper level. So we were upstairs. Did the Alta Fiber Lounge, which is really cool for a little while. That's the first time I've ever been up there.
Okay.
That was a pretty cool deal. And then
honorary co-captain, Jordan Bishel.
yeah,
He was
coach.
He was even the new baseball coach. He's been on campus for all of not even a week, and he got to be down there and enjoy in the festivities as well.
Can you imagine like where your brain goes to as a coach? That's like, I get to use this as part of my sell on why do you want to come to Cincinnati?
Coming from Central Michigan, where the closest thing that you have is the Detroit Tigers, which, while the Reds have not been good here in the last several years, Detroit's been miserable.
Yeah,
for as long as I can remember.
And so you're coming into this situation where there's just an incredible buzz, and there was like the Banks, Dora, the entire
last night is maybe the best game I've ever witnessed in Great American Ballpark history since.
Yeah.
And the only game that I think
maybe
top that Clinchmas. That's the only game that I can think of that tops it.
Well, there would be one other.
The no-hitter?
Adam walk-off grand slam against the Indians.
I guess you could argue.
I almost crashed a car during that.
You could almost argue
a radio station vehicle.
You could almost argue the no-hitter, like either the first or the second in a row for Homer Bailey.
The one was on the road though, wasn't it? Were they both?
Oh, it was. There was. I don't know. I know it was. It was.
We talked too much, friends.
Different seasons.
Dave's gonna get mad. I'm gonna get a text in the morning.
Okay, cool.
But overall, it was a great event. That it couldn't have worked out better for the amount of buzz from when they scheduled it and what they thought it was going to be like to when it happened, and the place is full, and Cincy Reigns and the Bearcat and the cheer squad and Satterfield being there and Jordan
12 in a row
there. 12. Well, that's what I mean. Like the buzz around that day, and then UC getting a feature that day was really cool.
And just to clarify, it was not $5 for every ticket purchased in all of Great American Ballpark. It was $5 for anyone who used the link provided by UC or Cincy Reigns.
They sold out. It was a couple hundred, I think 300 something tickets.
Just wanted to declare. I saw some things on Twitter that did not say that. It said that it was $5 for everyone in attendance, and there's
trust actual media outlets and not college kids that think they're media outlets.
Just no way in hell Banana Bob was giving $5 from every ticket that was paid for in the entire park to UC. Come on now.
No.
Let's use our common sense.
Yeah. Let's get real quick to football recruiting. There was a commitment yesterday. Elijah Jones, wide receiver from St. Joseph Prep in Philadelphia, 5'11", 175, a lot of speed, right in that high 4.3, low 4.4 range. He's on a really good team. His quarterback is very good.
I've heard.
His quarterback's very good. An important get as you're trying to they've added a lot of these 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", shifty, speedy slot guys. Jones projects to the outside. Didn't have a huge number season last year. One, because he's on a team with he's one of 3 Power 5 wide receivers on his high school team, and 2, he missed, I think, 4 or 5 games because of injury. So his numbers aren't going to wow you, but everybody that has seen the kid is impressed with him. Multiple Power 5 offers.
Looks good in red and black.
Yeah, very much so. Maybe you get a pipeline to St. Joseph's Prep in Philly. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just saying, maybe. That's what you're trying for. The fun thing is, on these situations, does it help? Does it help going to get a teammate and going to get a guy that's good enough to play for you? And will that help entice the 4-star quarterback that plays with him to come to your school as well?
Wouldn't be the first time that we've seen Cincinnati try and pull something like that, where you bring in a guy to get another guy. I mean, we all remember the large Samoan lineman who made a visit last season as Cincinnati was trying to get his quarterback. And
Cincinnati already had his quarterback at that point.
Well, and then things changed.
It didn't last long, but
just saying, there's been, I mean, you did with. There's been plenty of guys that you've.
Yeah, I mean, it's common. Go get a guy that is good friends with another guy that you're recruiting. The key being, make sure both guys are good enough.
Yeah.
Make sure both guys are worthy of being scholarship level guys, because if one's not and the other one is, one's going to get left by the wayside, and that's in the transfer portal era. Not ideal. And I know they're really excited about Elijah Jones and what he can bring to the wide receiver room. So good get. I think we could still have another busy week or 2, week and a half, as we round out the decisions from all the official visits.
Camps. Yeah.
No, the official visits more importantly than the camps, but maybe the camps will sometimes turn up something that happens as the process evolves. But the official visits were already, like, those things are pretty far down the line. So, if things go as Cincinnati would like them to go, still should be some activity over the next 2 weeks, and we'll see how that plays out. Anything else?
I mean, I feel like we've been a little quiet here this week. So just with the draft, Landers Nolly did sign with the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans. So we'll see what happens there. No news at this point on David Julius, but we'll see there. And I know former Bearcat, Johnson, the point guard.
Logan
Johnson. I know.
Okay.
Not Lance. but Logan Johnson ended up on a 10-day somewhere as well. So a couple guys getting their shots that have donned the CPAW on their chest. So good to see that.
Yep. Should be a big week. Should be a very strong Monday BBP. If you catch my drift. And then maybe an exclusive Chad Brendel production at some point in time during the week to get an update on some summer hoops. And we'll see what happens with the BCJ pod. So we're coming in strong. We're trying to get hot, because once you get past 4th of July, the ramp up to camp really begins, and then camp is here, and then the season is here. So we're on the cusp. So I'm excited. It's about go time. That's the nightcap. See you tomorrow night. Thanks to Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!